Welcome, this is Zon with Reaper Products, and this is Revit Tips and Tricks, tip number 25 and 26. Tip number 25 is how to copy objects to the exact same place. And tip 26 is how to add insulation to fabrication duct parts. If I head over to level 1 floor plan view, and I have a curved wall here, I want to create a storefront inside this wall. If I start the wall command and use the storefront tool, it makes it very difficult for me to draw the curtain wall in exactly the same location. This is kind of rough because you're just placing and clicking at two different points for the ends of the storefront and then a placement for the midpoint. And if you're lucky, you'll get it. This is typically difficult to do. What you can, however, do is take the existing wall that's acting as a host and copy it to the clipboard. You can either use align to the same place to create the effect of placing the wall on top of the wall, or you can do Control C to copy to the clipboard and Control V with a 0 and enter, and it will place it directly in the same location. Click Finish and it will give you the warning that it's on top, and that's fine. You can just select any one of those walls and switch it to the storefront. Once you do this, you can look at this in 3D and you can see you have your storefront wall in the exact same location as the main host wall. And after that, you can select and adjust the heights of that specific storefront. And now you'll have your storefront wall directly embedded inside that existing host wall in the same position and the same radius. The next tip is how to add insulation to fabrication duct parts. So when you're in Revit, under the Systems tab of the ribbon, you will notice that you have a panel called Fabrication. And if you click Fabrication Parts, that panel, MEP Fabrication Parts panel, will open up, and you can use it to create fabrication-based level ductwork and other types of services. If I use the Settings window, I can adjust what database files are being used, and I can click Reload Configuration if I have to. It gives us the ability to load the fabrication services into this particular Revit project for us to use to pick and choose different types of ductwork, for example, rectangular or oval or round. And you only have to do this on the at the beginning of a Revit project. And so you'll see they're all loaded here. I can also just remove them if I want to, or I can grab all of them from the left column and add them to the services and click OK. And now that they're here, I can just use the command. And this feature allows me to create fabrication level parts of content. When we're putting in content like this, there is insulation within the instance property that's available. By default, it is turned off, and you can actually pick and choose which one you want to work with. So for example here, this one has ductwork acoustic liner 1 inch. If I pick one where it says off and I start drawing it, it'll draw it without any insulation. If I create this part again and place it on an existing run, even though this says insulation we're going to specify as off, if I place it on a run that has insulation, it's automatically going to add that insulation. If I select off and put it on an existing run that doesn't have insulation, it won't put it on. And this is how you can quickly and easily put in insulation if you need to. You can also tab select an existing run of fabrication ductwork that doesn't have insulation and change its instance property to show insulation, for example 2 inch. And that is the tip and tricks for 25 and 26.